Hey y'all,
Hey,
I'm Shakur,
and I'm Ebony.
and welcome to the Unapologetically Us podcast, where we talk about life, mental health, fitness, finances,
And everything in between.
Thank y'all so much for joining us. We're back.
Yes, and if you're new here, welcome. We are glad that you guys are able to join us today.
Welcome.
So yeah, child, what's been up with you?
Wait a minute, real quick, before we start. Let's take a moment and talk about my sister. I thought about it when I said child listen. She said, y'all the most child listening. Y'all with y'all child listen. I said, oh no, you didn't.
Well, that's the name of the segment.
That's the name of the segment, baby. Child
We
listen.
may switch it up. We may switch the name of the segments up.
No, I like child listen.
No, not right now. I'm just saying.
Listen.
But anyway, what's been up with you, ma'am?
I've really been good.
Mm-hmm.
I've been good. I mean, I've been trying to figure some things out in life, but good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I kind of wanted to go on here or come on here and use my child listen to talk about knowing our worth. It is still Black History Month, and sips wine. Yeah, let me get a sip too. About knowing our worth. I talked about this a little bit. I can't remember what episode, but with knowing our worth and demanding the things that we deserve. Not just in relationships, as women, not just in relationships, in the workplace, all of that, right? I think we were having a conversation and I was telling you that it was hard for me to have a conversation with work, basically, about a few things, and you were like, well, why?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't know, and I had to kind of reflect and realize that why is it so hard for me to demand something that I know that I deserve?
Mm-hmm.
And then, talking to Des, he said, you have this sense of loyalty that you want to give to people, or that you do give to people, and you can voice everything that's on your mind, but when it comes down to situations where they need to be voiced, you feel like loyalty should set in. And so I had those moments of clarity when I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. And so I just want to use my child listen for a second to encourage, to motivate for someone who may be out there struggling, feeling like they have to settle for things that they do not deserve. Whether it been you went to school, you went to college, you got a GED, you went to whatever you worked for and you want to be able to pursue in your life, and you worked hard to go get it, and don't let anyone take that away from you. Don't let anyone downplay what you worked hard for. So during Black History Month, we standing up and we're demanding the things that we deserve.
Amen.
Mean it, meant it, continue to mean it. Oh,
Okay.
Period. So, child, listen, I know that was a lot.
No, I mean, hey, this is what this segment is for.
That was a lot, but I just had to
get it off your chest.
Get it off.
Get it off your chest.
But, child, listen, what's been up with you?
So, child, listen, with me, just with how 2023 is going and the things and I want to do. In last episode, when I was like one day at a time, make sure I knock off everything. But at the same time, I was listening to a sermon one night, and the guy was talking about having extreme faith and expecting supernatural blessings. And so that's been my motto pretty much all week, of extreme faith, supernatural blessings, that even when something arise And I'm like, who? Like, even I've noticed, like, even my worries with certain things are a little different. Because I'm like, nope. All right, God, I got faith that that this gonna work out, or this gonna go, or whatever. And so I even wrote it on my little board at work of just like make sure I have extreme faith on 1,000, faith on 10,000, and that's just where I've been lately. Just making sure, just reminding myself in those moments of like, okay, but I got faith. No matter what it looks like, I got faith. Yeah. And so, and that's actually been helping me, push forward, push more into the things that I want to do, and the things that I can't say want to do because I'm actually doing those things. Yeah. So, the things that I'm doing, even when I don't know how it's gonna work out, how it's gonna go, whatever. Just knowing like I'm on the path I'm supposed to be on. Me and God, we had our talk. I feel like we're here, and my faith is where it needs to be. That it's gonna work. It's gonna work itself out. And so, just feeling good about that. I hope I don't eat my words. And he'd be like, "Oh, you, your faith up there? Let me see. Nah, God, don't do your girl like this.
You up there?
You up there? Like, no, I'm practicing. I ain't quite there yet.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so that's what's been up with me.
Well, that's good. Look, I don't be trying to go into the into the faith and all of that, but someone who is at a point of her life where she's, being more intentional about hearing from God, listening to God, taking leaps while scared, being faithful, shutting up when need be, practicing grace. It's crazy. But being able to just listen to what is for you. If it's for you, then it's for you. And so that's good. That's good.
We are talking about red flags in relationships, but in friendships too.
Yes.
Red flags, for me, I look at them as like things you need to be like, ooh, shall I proceed with this friendship or this relationship or whatever? Like, because, sometimes people change, but sometimes people don't. Yeah. And them red flags sometimes are character, traits. And sometimes what's in you is what's in you, and ain't much that can come out about that. So that's what I think about when I think about red flags.
Yeah. So when I think about red flags, I think about the things that I'm going to run from. If I see a red flag, I'm running. No. But no, seriously, red flags are, for me, the things that I need to make sure that I'm watching out for. And not just in someone else, but in me too. Because unconsciously, we display red flags, not purposely, not things that will stick with us, but some character defects that are considered red flags that we want to address. But if I'm talking about or I'm trying to catch red flags in a relationship or a friendship, then yeah, the things that I'm running from, the things that are my deal breakers, or not so much deal breakers, but things that I would like to address. Like, hey, I've noticed this. Is this a part of your character? Or because then it allows me to make the decision on that red flag or not. So yeah, red flags for me.
Well, in relationship, friendship, regardless, the number one red flag for me is, I cannot for the life of me stand anybody that lies. Ooh. Especially, my blood is boiling thinking about it. Especially the lie that I didn't ask you for.
Yes. Those volunteer lies. Ooh. Like, what? Why you gotta volunteer a lie?
Like, if you knew you was out doing something crazy relationship wise.
Yeah.
Like, don't come home. Like, if I ain't asked you what you did, don't come volunteer a whole line of a story that you did, that you know you did.
I was with my friend. We went, did this and did that. No, you didn't. You didn't do that. None of that.
And then the simplest lies, like, man, you know, yeah, I've been in the bed. It's been raining all day. Dude, the Weather Channel app and the weather app on the phone work for everybody. I can look and see if it rained.
I could see that it didn't rain. It was really
or look outside my window and see that it did not rain. So for you to be lying to me talking about you was in the bed all day because it rained, dude, it's clear as day outside. What type of rain you at?
Where you at? It don't rain in hell.
God, like that gets on. So that's
red flag #1.
That ain't even on the list. It's like at the top.
That is the title.
It's like red flag lying. Then you get to one.
Real. That's real. That's real. That's how I feel too. You know, I try my best to make sure that I'm honest in some things, you know. And I understand that sometimes it feels safer to just tell a lie. I do. I understand that. But I can't stand it. So I do try my best to not tell lies.
That sounds like what Jody said on Baby Boy. I'm out here telling these hoes the truth. I lie to you because I care about your feelings. It's honest. It's obvious you can't handle it, so don't fuck with it. It don't matter what I can or cannot handle. Nigga, don't fucking lie to me. I mean, don't freaking lie to me. Got me cussing. Sorry, mama.
Marcus listed.
But you, like, he be saying it like in that movie, and I'm like, you don't know what I can or cannot handle.
Mm-hmm.
And I may not, the truth may hurt, but hurt me, God dog it.
True.
I'd rather you hurt me with the truth than to hurt me with a lie.
Yeah.
Cause at least with the truth, I can respect you. With a lie, not only am I mad at you and I'm hurt, now I can't respect you and I can't look at you the same.
And I can't trust you. Can't trust you. So yeah, that red flag number.
Ain't no number for me. Number. What about you?
Ain't no number for me. It's just there. It's the title.
What's another one that you be like,
let me see. Red flag, underlying, and I would say
it ain't gotta be underlying. It ain't have to be underlying.
Well, I know, but I'm saying for me, like, what will be my? I don't know, because lying trumps. Like, okay, if I'm exiting out lying, I'm probably gonna do
abuse.
That's what I was about to say. The way that we verbal and communication, verbal and physical abuse. Like, don't talk to me crazy. And I know, disclaimer, I know that this mouth right here, I told you I was a firecracker, so I do understand. But but I'm working on it. I'm practicing grace. Don't do that.
Don't talk to her crazy. But
don't talk to me crazy.
Physical, mental. Physical, mental, emotional abuse is a huge red flag. Yes. Physical for sure. Yes. But mental and emotional is right behind it anyway. Because I feel like when you mess with somebody mental, like physical, it has its trauma and it hurts. Mm-hmm. Those wounds tend to heal. Mm-hmm. But a mental, a mind F word?
Absolutely. Because one thing that I've learned with physical, mental abuse, abuse, like you said, the bruises, the wounds, they heal, and then it's easier to forget. But those words are piercing, and it stays with you. Those words stay with you, and it's almost like you just keep going through that pain of, because if I look in the mirror I don't, and the bruises have healed. I don't see that pain anymore. But those words that you abused me with, you still gonna feel them every time you think about it. That mental abuse is bad.
Mm-hmm.
So that comes right underlined for me.
Yeah.
Right underlined.
And maybe I guess in another episode, we should invite another LPC over here to get into like types of mental abuse.
Oh yeah, definitely. We can. Oh, cause baby, that's gonna be a 6-hour episode.
we might have to get into that, but yes, that's a red flag, a definite red flag for me. Another red flag, it wouldn't be up there with lying and abuse, but if we can't reach, like, it's one thing to have different, views on something. Mm-hmm. If you say my shirt red, I say it's blue, and we just both stuck on the fact that I say it's red, you say it's blue. Mm-hmm. Some kind of way we have to agree that maybe it's purple.
Right, absolutely.
And go on about, just go on about our day. But if we can't reach some type of compromise, or even if we just agree to disagree or whatever, that's a huge thing for me, because I know I'm not always right, but you're not always right neither. Mm-hmm. So no. Mm-mm.
Yeah. What do you feel about like anger issues? What do you feel about anger issues as it relates to a red flag? And I know we said physical and mental abuse, but that anger just coming out doesn't have to be where they're saying anything piercing to you or hitting you, but where anger just comes out, maybe we're punching walls, or we're getting so angry where we're leaving. And even with friendship too, friends get mad and they say things and you're like, dang, I didn't know you felt like that. Mm-hmm. So how do you feel about anger issues or managing anger as a red flag?
It depends. Like, we all have things about us that anger us, make us mad, whatever. I know that at times my temper can be, up there. Mm-hmm. But I know for me, it's like, okay, I'm going to go over here. Mm-hmm. Let me gather myself. And then let me come back. Mm-hmm. Because just like how you say you a firecracker, I know what it's going to sound so bad. But I know what forget it. I know what my mouth can do too. Mm-hmm. So I know that I can cut you with words. I may not can hit you. I may not can, fight you and win. But I know I can say some stuff to you that'll hurt you.
It's gonna feel like a punch.
It's gonna feel like a punch. Yes. And so, and I know the soft part of me, the sensitive me, is gonna feel that the next, like, once I come, like, oh man, you should have said that. Mm-hmm. So because I know that, I'll remove myself. Now, when it comes to my partner, when it comes to my friend, my friend, I understand that they have their things that make them mad, that make them feel away. It's about how you control it. Mm-hmm. The punching a wall thing, it's extreme, but I'd rather you punch the wall than me.
Damn that wall.
Yeah, like, I'd rather you punch the wall than me. We can cover that hole. But at the same time, hey.
Don't be punching.
We ain't finna be covering all these holes. Yeah, absolutely. In these walls, because you keep punching them.
Yeah, absolutely. True.
So I feel like everybody has some type of anger thing about them, or things that make them mad. Mm-hmm. It's about being aware, to me, being aware of what makes you mad, or when you're getting mad, and then how you control it.
Right.
And then on the flip side, respecting how the other person chooses to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Because I hear where couples will say, when I'm in conflict, I want to talk right then and there. Mm-hmm. Well, the other person is like, I need a minute.
Absolutely.
And so it's a struggle for the one that's saying, you know, I need let's talk about it now. And the other person saying, no, I need some time.
Right, absolutely. And respecting that. You know, for me, one thing, that's what I've been practicing. And then it's important to know the person that you're with, because for me, it was always, no, this is of importance. Let's talk about this now. And then it's like, but I need a minute. And so now that I'm in the season of becoming the best version of myself, then I'm understanding, oh, I'm a 5-minute person. I need some time. Because again, the words when I'm angry, the words when I'm upset or I feel played, or, you know, my favorite line, oh, we showing out for the people. When we're doing that, those, oh my goodness. And then having to check myself and say, you know what, girl? Take your time. And so my line I've been practicing, and I've been telling myself, Shakur, take your moment, because the way that you're going to give this to him, her, or whoever is not going to be the way that you really want to give it. So take your time. Take your time. You need a moment, so that when you calm down, you can really be intentional about what you're trying to tell this person. It's important. Because oh my God, words are piercing. I had to learn that. I'm still learning that. But being able to stop and say, give me 5 minutes real quick. This is still important. We still gonna talk about this, but not right now. Not right now. Not saying that I don't want to. Not saying that we don't need to. But the way that I'm going to give this to you is not how I want you to understand it. So give me some time. Give me some time.
And the anger can be a red flag. You know, I'm thinking about like people coming out of abusive situations. Sometimes those red flags can be triggers.
Yes.
And so it may be, like we said, you know, lying is number one. But I know I haven't been in a physical, mental, abusive relationship. So anger may not be number one for me, but somebody who may be coming out of it is probably like, oh no, anger up there for me, because if you punching walls, you doing this. The last person that did that, they went upside my head, whatever. Eventually it went to that point. So if I see that, no, I'm good. Or my dad was like that, or my uncles, my grandfather was like that. I'm not fooling with it. So, you know, I want to make sure that I point that out too. Like, anger may be up there for some people because it shows, if you will punch a wall, you will punch me too.
Yep. Because what they say if you punch the wall that I was standing next to, the next thing you're going to do is punch me.
Just punch me.
You punch something close to my face like that, the next thing that's going to be punched is me. So yeah, definitely understanding that as well. And there's one more that I wanted to kind of talk about. Well, not one more, but one that I had was codependency. It's so hard. Codependency is so hard. Codependency is hard for people to notice. Codependency is hard for you to know when someone is codependent on you. It's hard to not enable a codependent person. And so when I think about codependency, I know that means that I need this person to do whatever. If I feel like I can't do it, I need the validation. I need this from them. And in a relationship, we shouldn't be codependent on each other. We shouldn't need validation from each other. Is it okay to validate your spouse or the person that you're pursuing? It is, but it's a need. They should not have to need the validation. If you don't tell me you look nice when you laugh, or I noticed that you changed your hair. It's good to tell them that, but they shouldn't need it. If they do, they become codependent. So early on in a relationship, someone who's codependent on relationships, no matter who the person is, but codependent on relationships, they can't find the motivation. They can't find the need to want to do things at their own will. I have to get this from someone else.
Okay, so with that, maybe a listener's probably listening like, well, I like my man to tell me I look good. Could you go and explain the fine line between that? Like, because you said it's okay to do that, but like, right. It sounds like there's a fine line between codependency and just wanting to be attracted to your man, or wanting to feel like you're attracted to your man.
So that fine line is needing and wanting.
Okay.
So if I want you to tell me that I'm attractive, you look nice, you did this for me today, whatever the case, love languages, that's words of affirmation. I like that. Cool. But if I need to, if it becomes a problem, if it starts being that verbal and verbal abuse, where I then feel like if you don't give it to me, we're gonna have a fight, or I'm gonna do something to get your attention. So if you don't show me that I look nice, then I'm gonna start doing it overly so that you'll show me I need it. I become sad. I become depressed. I stop doing the things that I like. I isolate because you're not giving me, and I now feel like I can't do anything with anyone else because you didn't notice that I look nice today. So now I have to stay around you so that you notice. Codependency. It's tough. It's tough.
Amen.
Yeah, it's tough.
So, okay, we talked about lying, we talked about abuse, talked about codependency, anger. So I think those are good relationship red flags. What about friendship red flags?
Friendship, jealousy,
competition.
Competitive. Why we gotta compete with our friends? Like, we're here to motivate, to encourage, not to have to compete. What else? Red flag and friends. And it was hard for me to see red flags in friendships because, again, like I said before, it is hard for me to or understand that people not gonna be as loyal and trustful and all of that like I would.
I've been saying for years, people aren't going to move how you move.
I know.
And they're not going to think how you think.
I know.
And so what may be offensive to you may not be offensive to them.
Right. And that's hard. So that's like, if I know that I would be happy for you and your accomplishments, and I would want to encourage and help you wherever you may need it, I wouldn't expect you to do nothing. Not expect. I don't do expectations, but as someone who I would consider my friend, someone who is like a sister, I wouldn't expect you to be jealous or to have some type of ill feelings and wishing well, smiling in my face, but really behind my back saying, yeah, she got my nerves. All she talk about what she could do. Like, I don't, it's hard for me to imagine or think that I would be around someone like that. But not all the time do people show you those ways. And so it's hard to notice those red flags in friendships. Especially for me. I know it is. It's real hard for me to notice red flags in friends. And sometimes I be in my feelings because I be like, my friends is my friends. Family is important to me, but my friends that are very important to me is like family, and it ain't really a difference. So it's hard when you have to let go of someone or not talk to, not speak to, or love from a distance. It's hard. So yeah, they're stupid.
Yeah, jealousy for me in a friendship wouldn't work because I am that cheerleader for my friend. And then so if I am doing something and my friend is like, don't show excitement for me, then I'm gonna be like, now wait a minute. you know, because I clap for my friends, so I expect for my friends to clap for me, or I would want my friends to clap for me.
Absolutely.
But even in a relationship, same thing with a relationship, I couldn't be with a man that was jealous of me. Like, at the end of the day, we decide to be together. We're partners at the end of the day. So my highs is my highs, you know, and your highs are my highs as well too. So it's like, if the, you know, God blessing me, he blessing us. And if he blessing you, he blessing us. So
absolutely,
there's no need for me to be jealous of what, you know, he would have going on, or just what my friend would have going on, because like they say, when he blesses somebody near and dear, he in the neighborhood. So it's her time today, it's his time today, it'll be my time tomorrow, or next week, or whatever. And you tend to block your own blessings, being envious and jealous of somebody else's blessings and what they got going on. So yeah, no, I couldn't do that in a relationship or a friendship.
Right, absolutely. And then another one is just them not, or always criticizing. And sometimes, and with friends, it's easy for a friend to more so criticize or kind of put you down without it actually feeling like that. Or you coming to your friend and you pitch an idea, especially for me, I know I will tell my friends anything that's going on with me. Like, I will call and pitch an idea. I will call and tell my feelings. I will do all of that. And when you have someone who's like, no, friend, I don't think you should do it, and then they turn around and do it when you felt like it was that idea.
Or go and support somebody else that's doing or starting the same thing that you just told them that you wanted to do.
Low down. And I just can't deal with people like that. But the hard part is when it's in disguise. And again, for me, it's hard for me to realize or to actually see, because again, you want to surround yourself with like-minded people. So when I'm surrounding myself with like-minded people and you're putting on this mask as if you're as happy and excited for me as I will be for you, it's aggravating. And again, I'm a firecracker because I fights. I'm just saying. But it's, you know, it just be too much. So I would much rather, you know, and too, you know, I will cut some people off. It be hard and I feel away. But if you gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta go, you gotta go.
Gotta go, you gotta go right now. Gotta go.
Girl, oh my God.
I'm just saying.
But yeah, like, I agree with what you said. Another one would be, you know, red flags in friendships, relationships too, but I think it kind of the friendship aspect of this red flag in a relationship is a little different. The lack of trust. I want to be able to, because there may be some things that I want to confide to my friend about that I may not confide to my boyfriend, partner, spouse, whatever about. I may want to call and fuss about them to my friend, and I want to know that what I tell my friend remains between me and my friend.
Absolutely.
To the point that, like, or if I say, hey, I'm finna tell you something, but don't you tell nobody. And when I mean nobody, I mean not your husband, not in no pillow talk, not your boyfriend, not your girlfriend, not none of that. This is between me and you, and let it be that, or whatever. But and then with relationships or whatever, I mean, I can't trust my man. What I'm with him for?
What you here for? What are we doing?
What are we doing? Cause who ain't finna be sitting up? I got enough gray hair up under this wig for me to be stressing about what this man doing when I'm not around. I tell anybody, I am very flexible with certain things, but I don't want to be that. Where you at? You send me your location. Sure, I don't want to be that. And if I have to be there, why am I? Because at this point, I'm not being me.
Yeah.
So if I have to be there, send me this, send me that, I can't be with you because now I gotta get out of my character to be with you, and I can't do that. Not in my 30, not at 32, maybe at 22, but at 32, Ebony ain't doing that.
Ain't doing.
Sorry, not sorry.
Who has time for that. Trust is important though.
Very important. And with sometimes, but for me, like you said, I go to friends, about certain things, but I go to my man about certain things too. And I look at that too in the courting phase of getting to know somebody. Can I come to you about something? Absolutely. Can I bounce information off of you? Or whatever. But if I tell you something that I say, hey, don't say nothing, can I trust you to keep that between me and you? So, absolutely. Yeah, that matters to me. You have any more red flags? That we could discuss in the next 2 minutes?
Not the 2 minutes. No, kind of just to sum all that up on just with friendships and red flags. We don't always think about red flags in our friendships. Now I know some, we be on our stuff when it comes to making sure that we realize or we identify red flags in a relationship, whether it's male or female, but we don't more so think about the red flags as it relates to a friendship. And just doing this topic for me was like, damn, did I miss some red flags in some friends? And even for me, am I one of those that my friends have to say? Because like I said before, sometimes I tell my friends a lot. So sometimes I have to be like, okay, I called her twice this week and I talked about me. Let me see how she doing. Because it can't always be about me. That's a red flag in your friend. That's going to make your friends pull away from you. So I try to make sure that I'm communicating and checking on my friends. Just today, I had a thought, one of my cousins, I hadn't talked to her in a while. And I just was like, she came across my mind. I'm like, let me text her. Love you, cousin, And she was like, oh my God, thank you so much for that. I needed that. And you just never know. So you want to make sure that you're not being that person that's waving a red flag in the friendship as well. Make sure that you're doing your part, because we do spend time with identifying red flags in relationships, but we want to make sure that we're identifying those red flags in our friendships too, because those are important too.
And identifying red flags on other people, and I think, because like it said, like we're quick to call other people toxic, but we don't recognize our own toxic ways. So that's true. But even with trying to correct something, it's still like, and using the example that you had made about, okay, I call this person twice, let me call and check on them, but then not just calling and checking on, or just saying, hey girl, how you feel, as to make it like I'm interested, but like actually, hey girl, how you doing? And then being engaged and listening to how that person feels, because that could be a red flag too. Like, oh, you just trying to there's probably a word for it, I don't know what to call it, where you're calling to ask, but you're really just trying to do your due diligence to that person.
True.
And
which is fake.
Yeah.
That's fake.
Or you take what they take and then flip it on you. That's a whole other thing too.
Yeah. True. And for me too, that's what I make sure, because, and it's more so of a checking on, like I'm checking myself. Like, you just talking to this girl, did you ask anything about it? I'm like, oh snap, let me call. Not because, oh, I'm just trying to call and see how you doing, because I don't really care, or I'm not going to engage, but because I do care, and I'm having a moment, or I had a moment, and now I need to go and see about my friend. So it's important.
With you, 'cause I know I just talked to you all crazy.
Girl, I just unleashed a whole bunch of stuff on you. You straight.
You straight.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I mean, said, who we gotta fight?
Exactly. Crazy.
Who we gotta fight? Crazy. Do you have to remove VIN numbers? Let me know. Alright. All minds clear. Clearly, if you're watching, we have killed the wine before the episode even got really good and going. We had the same wine that we had the last episode. Don't make me try to pronounce that wine name. I just know it was good.
It was.
And very good and strong. If you have any topic suggestions or questions, feel free to email us at unapologeticallyuspod@yahoo.com. That is unapologeticallyuspod@yahoo.com. Also follow us on Instagram at unapologeticallyuspod. Hit that little follow button, let us know that you're there and subscribe to our YouTube page.
Yes.
We're trying to get our subscribers up.
Yes.
So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe to our YouTube page. And like I said, no need to wind down.
Because we already wind down.
Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, rate us on all podcast platforms. If you're listening to us, rate us. And you can leave us a comment on the podcast platform too. I be checking to see we have comments under there as well. So share, rate us on all podcast platforms. If you're listening to us, rate us. And you can leave us a comment on the podcast platform too. I be checking to see we have comments under there as well. So yeah. And until all minds clear.
All minds clear.
See you guys next episode.
Bye.
2 fingers to the side.
She drunk.
I'm not. Bye, y'all.
Bye.